Hey guys, today I'm going to be reading Chapter 5 of the Mushy Gushy Valintime, written by Barbara Park and published by Scholastic Inc. So here I go. Valentine's time. Valentine's Day came on Friday. And guess what? My grandma Helen Miller brought me a special Valentine's outfit. And it matched my heart antennas very perfect. That day, at school, I skipped all around room 9 because I was a treat for the eyes, I tell you. Finally, I sat in my seat, and Mrs. took attendance. And guess what? Nobody was absent, because who wants to miss a party? That's why. After attendance, Mrs. put on a special Valentine's apron. It had a big heart pocket in front. Then Mrs. filled the heart pocket with Valentine's cards from the box, and she delivered them to all of the children. And wait till you hear this. The very first Valentine was delivered to me, to Junie B.Jones, and it said my name right on the envelope. Yahoo! I shouted, real thrilled. I am first again, Mrs. Yahoo! Yahoo! After that, Mrs. kept on delivering cards until the whole Valentine's box was empty. Then all of us got to open our cards, and it was fun as a birthday party, I tell you. After Lucille finished opening her Valentine's cards, she called Grace to our table. Come here, Grace. Come here and bring your Valentines. And then you and I can count our cards, and we'll see who got the most from the boys, she said. Grace came over. I smiled, kind of nervous. She smiled kind of nervous. Well, okay, here it goes, she said. Then Grace put all of her Valentines in the front of me and Lucille. She counted them one by one. Pretty soon, Grace wasn't smiling anymore. Rats, I knew I shouldn't have come over here, she said. Lucille grinned a teeny bit. Why, Grace, she asked. How many did you get? You have to tell me, Grace. How many? Grace did a big sigh. I only got 17, she said. I only got one card from every person, and that's all, no extras. Lucille's face lit up very bright. She flipped her hair all around in the air. Gee, I'm sorry to hear that, Grace. And she said, well, I suppose I could count mine now. After that, Lucille counted her cards in front of me and Grace. She counted them right out loud. 13, 14, 15, 16. All of a sudden, Lucille stopped, 'cause there was only one more Valentine left in her pile. That's why. She quick stood up in her seat and looked all around herself. First, she looked under the table. Then she looked all on the top of her chair and all over the floor. Also, she looked in her pockets and her back and her purse. Finally, she sat back down, real upset. I don't understand, she said. How could this be happening? Every day my Nana tells me how special I am. But 17 Valentines isn't special at all. 17 Valentines is just the same as everybody else. I did a sigh. Nanas, I said, you can't believe a word they say. Grace looked cheerier. Grace looked cheerier. Count yours, Junie B. Count your Valentines and see if you got 17 like Lucille and me. Of course I got 17, silly Grace, I told her. Everybody in this whole room got 17. It was the rule, remember? After that, I put all my cards in a pile, and I counted them out loud just like Lucille. I did a frown. Then I counted them again. And even again, because guess what? Somebody broke the rule. That's why I sprang up my chair. All right, people, who didn't send me a Valentine? And don't try to deny it, because I've only got 16 cards in my pile. I pointed my fingers at Meanie Jim. Was it you, Mr. Huh? Are you the meanie head who didn't send me one? Excuse me. I looked all around. Or maybe it was you, Mr. Polly Allen Puffer. Or you, Charlotte, who I don't actually know your last name. Or you, Roger. Or, just then, Mrs. swooped me off the chair. Do not stand on your chair, Junie B. Excuse me. Do not stand on your chair, Junie B, she said, and please don't fight about Valentines. If someone didn't send you a card, it was just a mistake. No one would do something like that on purpose, I'm sure of it. After that, I sat back down at my seat, and I looked at that woman very curious, because Mrs. is a nice teacher, but sometimes she doesn't understand children at all. Until next time, tune in for Chapter 6. Daisy J out.